Welcome back to level 62. We're back with our co-op Transport Fever 2 series. It's been a little while, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
too long.
Mixture of university work and life just getting in the way. But here we are, picking up where we left off.
Yes.
Now, first and foremost, before we could even come back to this save, there were some serious bilateral international agreements that needed to be made.
Yes, there was a lot of discussion.
Surrounding, obviously it's Calais and Folkestone, which means it's the Channel Tunnel. And
Obviously.
we decided on a tunnel location. And the first part of this video is me failing to build that tunnel.
Oh, really?
Just like see, I did that, and I was like, I want to give it a bit, like make it a bit longer to give me a bit more space to work with.
Yeah.
And then just terrain happened. But yeah, so we'll be getting to regular uploads. We will be.
Yeah, we can
The series
start
will
making
be
them how they were before.
So, yeah.
What is your plan with this tunnel in terms of like you're gonna pull it off to the station, and then are we also having we're having the fast line run through it as well?
Yeah, you'll see exactly. Like, I pretty much don't do anything towards population growth in this video. It's literally just track laying. I think I build one new line, and that's a bus line for a town I hadn't done already because I had some spare time at the end.
Sounds like a good episode.
Oh yeah, hang on. Here's something that was a classic Transport Fever tunnel.
Oh dear.
I was like, hang on, I have to re-zoom in on this. I kind of wanted to see it.
I wonder what that would look like.
Yeah. I did kind of want to see it, but at the same time, I was like, why? Why is this a thing?
Does that mean it's technically out of the... What? I don't know.
Yeah, and then I don't know what I'm doing at this point. But yeah, so obviously each episode we get 30 minutes, and I didn't start my 30 minutes obviously until I'd finished this tunnel, since it was a internationally agreed tunnel.
Right, so this is going to be the first episode over an hour then, right?
Well, no, actually it's only like 40 minutes, I think. No,
you actually got there.
I did actually get there in the end. I think I sailed on this in the end. So that is the Channel Tunnel.
Yes.
And
accurate.
And it was I built off it, and it was actually surprisingly straightforward. Oh yeah, so I decided to like join the tracks up at the end, and then the game did not approve. It just formed a black hole. So I was like, that's a problem for later.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, now my 30 minutes have started. First thing was, I absolutely remembered these 2 level crossings that had to be deleted.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, they're gone. And then
monuments to the past.
Well, yeah, I mean, your landscape is just scarred with.
It's England. It's acceptable.
And then, I remembered that I had some new locomotives that I wanted to put on the intercity routes, so I did that. But yeah, we've got to start discussing how we're gonna trade goods.
Yeah. Need to sort of figure out how that works, really.
Yeah.
I'm still half in the like. I mean, in my last go was the first time I've properly done freight. So.
Yeah. Well, you'll see what I'm done. What I end up doing, and hopefully it gives you some ideas anyway. Oh yeah, that changes.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that this locomotive I don't think this locomotive here is a freight locomotive, but I'd rather have it on as a French locomotive. So
I'm just seeing in the background my additions. Was it Mark IIs and 47 there?
Yeah,
I forgot they were even there.
But this was quite nice because it's got a front and a back locomotive. So
Yeah.
I did that and have a look at it.
You made it a multiple D, kind of.
Yeah. So there's that train. And I pause it because that's how much of a look. Oh yeah, because I was thinking the driver's in the front of the rear one.
Oh, nice.
I was like, he's just staring at the back of a carriage like for his
They
entire
keep pushing.
journey. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny. And then yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, so I decided to now get on with doing a freight terminal. I did just
Yeah,
decide.
I'm glad you're doing this first because I've been looking at like we looked at the state of the map after the last episode,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
briefly.
we had like we don't. Jack doesn't see what I've done until we don't see what each other's done until until we come to doing the voiceover. But we had to kind of look into it after Jack's last episode because we knew that we'd have to start negotiating political agreements.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're doing it first, so I have an idea of like of what might work.
Yeah. So I decided to just go for like the biggest possible station because I figured I'd probably need it at some point.
Yeah, I was thinking that the bigger the station is going to be easier in the long run.
So yeah, I thought this could be hard because obviously there's a tunnel below and above. So I thought this would end up
yeah,
with all kinds of terrain issues. But much to my surprise,
did it just work fine?
it just worked perfectly. I was like, right, fair enough.
Nice.
I'll take that then. So have a nice intersection. I did go a bit overboard with track that I may come to regret later. But,
Nah, you can't go overboard with that.
Yeah, as you can see, this is just me in pure shock that this has somehow worked.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised as well.
Usually, Transport Fever terrain gods do not allow such ease of use.
Yeah. That road.
Yeah, I think I come back and change it later anyway. So, I mean, I'm guessing you're gonna kind of thinking about doing the same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had the idea like of doing a massive station anyway, but
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure about how it would work with interacting with this with the actual tunnel.
Well, I was going to keep it separate. So I haven't touched that like the main two, the high speed, if you like.
Yeah, so I guess they could be that would be the high speed line, and then
so the center,
the outer two will be the freight and maybe a
that's
slow line between the two towns.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. We're gonna.
Configure
I
that
was
somehow.
thinking that obviously we're gonna try and have a train between Folkestone and Calais, but
Yes.
what train is that gonna be?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, oh no, actually, I did think about this because we could have I could get a, just generic English train. We have two trains on it, one being an English train and one being a French train.
That's what I think. I think that's the only way that
because I'm pretty sure I can get
agreement.
A southeastern train. I'm pretty sure there's skins for that on the workshop, and then you can just get. I mean, I have no idea what trains run in Calais. So.
Nope. Yeah, so now I just spend ages trying to make this look kind of fancy, and then it just kind of looks like a bit of a. I just create Spaghetti Junction Rail Edition. In the end,
Not so much of a bad thing.
It gets progressively more chaotic.
Or the other idea for the train might be a slightly bit overboard for the line, but I did notice that someone has made the old style Eurostar.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily gonna. It's a bit. I can just imagine like the government's coming together to put out like a tender for a locomotive to be used on this. They put the tender out to the train manufacturers, and someone comes in with a Eurostar, and they're just kind of like, well, it's a bit much.
Because I imagine that when we have like the line running from the major cities, it'll be using the new one. I can't remember what they're called, but
the Valero.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
But is it what year does that? What year does that come in? Will we be using the old Eurostar first anyway?
Yeah, that's true. It's 90s, isn't it? What year did it? Might be like 94 or 95, something like that. I forget that we started early in the years.
Yeah, we started. Well, it's taking over towards 1970 now. So.
Is it? Oh, that excites me.
When do you get HSTs?
I can't say for certain, but I would take a stab at 1973.
So you're heading towards some. Well, you still have steam trains on your network, so.
Yes, that is a thing.
And your stations are an eyesore, and also.
No, there's nothing wrong with them.
And also often contain standard track as opposed to high-speed track.
Just the one station.
So. See, I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know if half this track's ever going to be used.
It looks fine.
I just keep going with it, Jack.
Keep filling all the gaps. Are you like colouring in the gaps with track?
Literally, I'm playing dot to dot with trains. Now, what does that track even do? What does that do? Who's ever going to use that?
Have you double slipped any of them?
I don't. I was going to. If and when trains use it, and try and get them to do some.
That is quite the mess of track in the middle.
I just keep going.
Well, you talk about how my stations are eyesores and all that, and then you do this.
Well, is what
but
it
there's
is.
At the same time, there's also nothing wrong with this. It's perfectly fine.
It's character building for the French freight network.
I have no idea what the French freight network is like.
No, but again, this track I'm building now could not be more useless if it tried, but it's there. But I swear that is how it is when you go to these big stations. You see all these random crossovers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they are actually useful in most cases.
Yeah. Isn't it
like you want a train? You want a train to be able to get from one side to the other. Like especially on a station that's got like a big mouth, like Euston.
I'm rewatching this and eyeing up more possibilities.
Because at Euston they have the London North Western depot on one side, and I mean sometimes their trains will get to the other side.
Yeah, I think that's how I leave it. I think I've decided I've done enough train gore.
Not enough.
I was thinking that I would do a loop all the way round, like
I was
in real life, but I was going to kind of wait to see. I might do that as like after I've got some freight lines going in. I might see how easy or hard that is going to be to put in.
Do these platforms get used?
So the one on the left, I think it's platform 4. That one's not actually used.
Right.
So that will be the branch line thing.
Yeah.
That we will have.
We're going one step further than what's actually been done. It's always been talked about, the idea of a local train between Calais and Kent. But...
So that's literally all I did, just a horseshoe.
Nice.
It's not really the focus of this part of the tunnel. The focus is the freight, so it will just join in the mess.
I think it will just throw itself in there.
Yeah.
How are you going to signal that?
Well, that's a consideration for later, clearly.
You just have one master signal, like as they exit the tunnel, and just have it all backed up.
That's it. Yeah. Well, it's going to be both of our stuff backed up.
Yeah.
You're going to like file a complaint with like the Rail Conduct Authority. But yeah, so decided to put a bridge in as well. Oh yeah, for the high speed line, I do end up building a station in Paris and extending the track to it. And I figured that we wouldn't have like level crossings on it.
Unlikely, yeah.
So I've made sure that roads don't really.
Well, I mean, it tends to. I mean, it just sort of cuts through the countryside, doesn't it? It goes dips in tunnels and all sorts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no level crossings on the Eurostar, is there?
Not as far as I know, but I don't really know.
Yeah. But I was going to avoid that anyway. I just felt like it was kind of. It just didn't seem right that you'd have this like massive high speed line, a load of tunnels and level crossings and stuff. But
yeah, it doesn't make no sense.
I resisted temptation. I didn't even check what the new red bridge would look like.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it is quite
trying out the
impressively large. I also forgot about it. I just look at it now. I'm thinking, jeez,
that was a thing. There was some that I could have built in that episode, and whenever I put a road bridge down, I always put it on just to see what it looked like.
Yeah. So anyway, I decided on that. That is my international freight terminal.
I mean, it looks alright. It's got like a lot of track about.
Well, yeah, I spent ages just track gore. And now I'm like, right, I've done that. That was the point of that. That's what we spoke about doing. So I was kind of like, now what? Had a look around. There's some food there that could have hooked up to Paris. But I think I noticed they needed construction materials. So, oh yeah, I thought I had a town down there. So I looked down there quickly. Then I realized it also needs construction materials, and I'm doing that already. But I noticed I only have one stone. So it depends how much stone you have, but I might need some.
Oh, interesting.
Worst case, I can't remember there being a lot of stone when I created the map. So worst case, we might just have to add more stone at some point.
Okay.
So yeah, I just build a lot of track in this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like it was a I'm really not sure what I'll end up doing. I'll build the freight terminal, and then I'll I think I put in the docks for the boat that I was gonna do.
Yeah, I think
so. I might finish that, but
I think we're just gonna kind of have to throw commodities into the freight terminal, and then just see if they're used.
How? Yeah, that's true. How will it work? Will we just have a train, one train for each type of thing that needs to travel between the two, just constantly running?
Well, I think we could just get a couple of shunters off the workshop, and then we can have 2 trains, and they just pull anything.
Yeah.
They have a mixture of wagons.
Okay.
And then they just sort of go back and forth. So
also, are you planning on having your high speed side of the tunnel stopping anywhere other than the main station?
Not to begin with. It kind of just goes straight, because it goes through Calais and straight to Paris. It doesn't even.
Right. Okay.
I think I
was gonna I'm thinking about running it through sort of Ashford.
Yeah, but mine, I made sure. I think I think it does drop below 300 and goes 300 kilometers an hour and goes to 298.
Well,
yeah.
unacceptable.
Yeah,
that's
so
true. You want to keep the speed up.
Yeah. So the only realistic one is to have it go onwards to lose. Otherwise, I mean, Lille is a.
I mean, they did do stuff like that. I think they did Marseille and like Bordeaux.
I don't know if you
in
have to
the past.
change at Paris, don't you? You have to like walk to the other stations.
Well, no, Eurostar did a train, like they do like summer trains or whatever to these places.
I'm pretty sure you can go to Lille. Eurostar.
Yeah, Lille's the like first sort of stop in France. It's not on every train, but I think a lot of ones that go to the Disneyland stop.
Right. Yeah. Well, Lille's just a bit out of the way on this very geographically accurate map.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
And it certainly won't maintain. Yeah, as you can see, Lille's just at the down to the bottom right there. So. I think to start with, we'll just have it going between Paris and London, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might also need to move my station out of the city centre.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you completely forget that polluter. But yeah, I was deciding where to put this. So this is going to be the high speed station.
Have you named it Gerdon?
No, but I was deciding where to put it. Well, I didn't have time and forgot. But I was deciding where to put it, and Paris is apparently on a hill, so
right. Okay. Obviously,
was having some issues, as you can see.
Obviously, it's on a hill. Like, why wouldn't it be?
I think it does technically end up as Gare du Nord, so accuracy. More geographical accuracy provided by Level 62 Gaming.
Yes. That's what we're known for.
Yeah, as you can see, hill has occurred. So I just had to settle for somewhere on the north.
Oh, can't you get on the workshop? There's like freight TGVs, isn't it?
Well, isn't it Post? They're like
but I can't remember what they carry. Like 4 or 5 different items.
Yeah, they carry some other stuff, don't they?
Yeah, La Poste.
Yeah, I thought about putting it next to this station, but then I kind of thought, what's the point of it being next to that station? It might as well just go into that station.
Yeah, it might as well be that station. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna move it. I think I just move it up to the left a bit. Oh yeah, there it goes. That is the spot I decided on. Just checking it lines up with the tunnel because I want to keep the speed up.
Yeah. I feel like your Paris is a lot sort of closer to the line than my side is.
Yeah, but at the same time, that meant that if I didn't get the track kind of straight, I could quite easily get it to go quite a lot below 300 kilometers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see it just goes down to 298 for the slightest thing. But to be honest, it's probably not going to get up to 300 anyway. I think I think on Transport Fever 1 and 2, I've only got trains up to 300 kilometers an hour if I've done a whole map, one side of a map to the other side of a map.
Yes.
It's so, I don't know, it's such a hard speed to achieve. Kind of questions why they don't increase acceleration or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, it's not the biggest issue. It'll still be going pretty fast once we get the fast trains on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm wondering what we're going to put on it now.
Yeah. I mean, what year was it open? The tunnel open? Was it
90. It was like 94 or something like that.
So we've jumped the gun a bit.
A little, yeah.
By 25 years.
I'm sure it was 90. It was around that. I'm pretty sure it was 90s.
Yeah, I think so too. So we jumped the gun a little bit. We might have to find a train for the meantime.
Yeah.
But we can I mean, you've still got to build your half, so
Yes, I also need to get rid of steam trains and stuff like that.
exactly. So yeah, well, in terms of like passenger rail, obviously I've already did that in the first few episodes. I think I probably need to go around and redo buses.
Yeah, I need to bus all the towns up.
But yeah, here I'm just decided to build a freight station for Paris, and I was like, oh yeah, it needs to be massive, like all these freight. And then I was like, oh wait, they only take two
Yeah, literally.
types now. So I was like, oh, it just needs to be a two.
I both like that and don't like that.
There,
Like
there
that it's
was
only two things.
yeah, there was something. I mean, there was there's one save on Transport Fever, one where I managed to get every product to every city,
Yeah.
and what an absolute spider web mess of track and trains. I mean, very interesting. Like it's
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I remember some of the ones that we've done, and like
it's
in
very
the past.
satisfying to look at.
Yeah, like I mean, like I say, I always stayed away from the freight, but I always look at it because it was like what you'd done, because it was always interesting. Like,
Um,
and I remember the days where we'd be like, you'd have a massive like junction with like 5 tracks coming in, so we'd sit there with a bit of pen and paper figuring out like
yeah,
the
trying
most
to have to
efficient
get
way
trying to
to route it
bypass
all.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Angle. Jeez. Too much slope. Classic.
yeah, we don't want a freight train yeeting off. So yeah, besides builder, I think this will probably be what I cover next. Will be hooking Paris's freight up. Well, it also kind of depends, I guess, on what you do.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I'll build. I mean, I'll pretty much do the same start, like build the freight terminal, build the
yeah,
line to the main station, and then sort of, I don't know, like see from there. I mean, I did start freight, so I might carry that on. But
yeah,
I also need to make sure. Well, I need to try and remember to change the random fuel truck that's driving around.
yeah. That's
Change the what is it? Oh, the slow track in one of the stations.
there's a list really.
I'm pretty sure there. Oh, I need to finish the boat. I need to bustle there. There's a few things.
But yeah, in terms of actual, I mean, the way we're kind of measuring success is by how the population of each of our halves of the map grows. And for this episode, I did not contribute to that at all. Yeah, as I said, I think the only line I create is a bus line towards the end. So that would be the only thing that is actually going to contribute to population growth.
Yeah.
I've laid the foundation, so hopefully in episode 9, I'll see some big gains.
Yes. Stonks.
Finally get it to match up. It took a strange amount of time for that to happen. And I signaled it. I thought I might as well signal this as I go along, so I actually signaled it.
I mean, it is useful.
Yeah, already I think the network's kind of taking shape quite nicely. I mean, here you've got the passenger train underneath, and then you got this freight one off to the side, which then pulls above it like that. So
Yeah, I mean,
and then you have that obviously the passenger comes out to the top left there. So it's starting to look a bit more interesting. No disgraceful roads like in your previous episode.
there are no disgraceful. There's nothing wrong with it.
A new locomotive that should not be used.
Probably not.
Oh, that bus is very full. I think there's new buses. I think I need to go around and change that.
Yeah, I think there is. Yeah.
A man bus. Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah, we are thinking about that. The workshop, things like buses, because is there like a French bus or whatever on there or anything?
Well, maybe there might be skins, but I mean, if you used a like Mercedes Citaro or something, like
Yeah.
that's a
I'm
bus
saying
which
we
is
could just
used worldwide.
doesn't say we could just have a general like bus.
We can come to an agreement.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of agreements, what about the idea of an airport?
Well, I think we
And
discussed this. I think we discussed this
and for
in the
one, is
rules.
it necessary? Is it even necessary?
Well,
Probably not.
firstly, the airport would probably be between. I mean, what in real life? I mean, you given the cities that you've created, London's the only one that has a international airport, or six of
Uh,
them.
are you not aware of London Ashford Airport?
No. Um, so, whereas my cities pretty much all have international airports.
Yeah.
But I'm not just gonna connect. I'm not just gonna have an airport at every single one of my cities all flying into London. It's gonna be a bit excessive, I think. So
Yeah.
really, that it would be probably for me, if I was to build one airport, it'd probably have to be like between Toulouse and Paris, like that sort of side of the map, because your London's like quite far, like on the northernmost point almost.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the only place I would really put one. So.
Is it necessary? No. Will it undermine our high-speed rail? Yes. Will we end
But
up building
I can get a British Airways skin, and you can get a Air France
France?
skin, and it will look nice.
Then we'll just both end up with a Ryanair each.
All right, I'll make sure my airport is named Luton.
That'll be easy. So yeah, this is my actual one thing of population growth. Put in a bus line that I didn't realise I hadn't. Oh, I don't even think I name it. I think I literally did this with like 30 seconds to go.
Oh, fair enough.
So I need to remember to name it. And then next time, yeah, got to do some.
Oh yes. Once again, some standard French names with like York Road and
Very French street names. I wholeheartedly refuse to go through and change them all. So don't even ask that question.
you use your imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the new bus. I think I put it on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Are you only
Yeah.
doing one? You're not doing like a clockwise and anti-clockwise.
Well, like I said, I did that one like really close to the end. Plus, I think I said earlier that I'd need to go back and redo some bus lines anyway.
Yeah, I mean a lot of stuff needs reworking.
Yeah, I just kind of got them in, and then was an afterthought.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's my 30 minutes up there. So again, just a load of track built. Obviously with the international stuff, I'm ready to receive.
Oh, okay. I will get into position to
ready
it.
to receive your package.
I have no comment on that whatsoever.
So yeah, just adding up the population. I think next episode we'll start to display on some charts
Some interpretable data.
Yeah, what the actual difference is between how the two countries have been getting on. And
yes, they are two distinguishable countries.
Very geographically accurate. You can just tell from looking at the map where we are.
You know that this is maybe France or England.
I mean, there's grass. Both countries have grass. So yeah, this is just a look at the electric locomotive. I think that
is this one you downloaded?
Yeah, it's not, the actual mod I added for this episode. I didn't use, but I'm thinking I'm going to use it between Calais and Folkestone anyway. So,
right. Okay. What was that like a slow
Yeah, it's like an original SNCF multiple unit
Right. Okay. Oh, I think I know what you mean.
called the Caravel.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a nice shot of trains.
That does look quite cool. And that
Yeah,
is
so
a good shot with the ones at the background.
yeah, I cinema good train.
Yes.
And then look at this for a unique camera position. Yeah,
Oh.
a little bit high. Come on, lower it down. Go on. There we go. Yeah, so I decided to leave the camera there because I don't usually.
Good effort.
So yeah, that is
Alright, yeah.
yeah. In terms of a series update, it's going to be back regular. In terms of this episode,
Probably.
International tension has begun.
Yes. Look at the Cold War.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you in Jack's episode.
Yeah.
All right. It's been level 62.